Oh, oh. Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing all right and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Kaylee. It's very nice to meet you. If this is your first time on this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and it'll be great. And today we are doing a living room tour. Boo, boo, boo. Right. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you guys have seen little glimmers of what my living room looks like. My living room is my total zen den. It's the place I spend most of the time, it's the place I work. Of course I work from home. And I have been very, very crafty and efficient about how I have decorated this whole place. So, let me tell you the story. Most of the things that you see in my living room, I have managed to get for free. So I furnished pretty much my whole cottage for free, barring, you know, the plants and bits in here of the decorations, the candles, the Buddhas, the crystals, this kind of thing. But I got most of the furniture, my rugs, you know, my standing lamp, and all this for free. So I am the type of person, I drive a van life. It's a little blue van, and I am the type of person that I go into the city, so I live close to Dundee, and I go into the city with my little blue van and drive around the streets and find furniture that people have flung out on the streets. Now, likes of this cabinet here wasn't this colour. I found it for free, sanded it down and repainted it. And likes of this little cabinet that you can see here, or this little table, yet again, was found on the streets of Dundee, as was most of the things that I have in this cottage. But, as well as going around on the streets of Dundee, I also have a very, very sad story to tell you guys. I will tell you guys at the end of the video, so you're going to have to stay tuned to know what this story is, on how I actually got a lot of things like my record player and some of my records. So if you guys want to know how I got them, you're going to have to stay to the end of the video to find that out. Without further ado, let's get to it. So hi guys, welcome to my living room. So we're going to do a little tour today, and we're going to go start over this side. So this is my cushion corner with my couch. Everything that you guys pretty much see here was all found, apart from like the TV and stuff like that, and that thing on the wall, wherever that is. It was actually got from the reuse centre. Funky little thing. Got my tapestries on the roof. And into my TV. So this is my TV corner. I don't really use it. With a cabinet and a seat that was found. And my cushions are on barrels. Or not barrels, pallets. And then I got my barrels, and this is my altar. So my fireplace is an altar right now. Got some little candles going, always. Got my crystals. And then I got Eric. Eric is actually a female deer. The skull of a female deer. But she's still being called Eric. So, and I've got my paintings on the wall. And my plants. This is Lorenzo. This guy here on the barrel, he is Lorenzo. It's pretty cool being with me for a while. And my clock, which doesn't actually work, but it's beautiful and I'm not taking it off. I've got my goddess. And then we move to my window. So this is my window where I work most of the time. My cat sits next to me. And this is kind of plant central. So these are all my plants. And Terry the pterodactyl. We got Shelley in the corner. And big Linda, the peace lily. And it goes outside. You can see outside, which I've got a lovely view of the countryside. With my tables and my Buddhas and my pumpkins. Of course, coming into Halloween, got my pumpkins and I got my little pumpkin lights. We go round, and this is my bookshelf and my record player. Very sad story of how I got this record player, and the bookshelf as well. I shall tell you guys at the end of the video how I came across this. Now this isn't done, this is my picture wall. As you see, I've still got far more pictures to go up. Got the fam and me with blue hair and me from first year and just some really cool etchings, and this one doesn't even have a photo on it. We got Sergio, my plant. He sits down here. He is a very, very long plant. All my books, my crystals in the bottom, and my records. Then I got Alan. This is Alan. Alan is my oldest plant. We've had him for a very long time. Almost killed him about twice. But he's still going. This is my new plant. And my hat. Which is also, there's a tank drum that's sitting under that. That I made myself. I will do a video about that later on. And then we're back to the door. Got this above the door. And of course, every witch needs a broom. And then there's me. Ah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tour. And I will catch you guys later. Bye. Okay, so let me tell you the story, the very sad story of how I came across quite a lot of my furniture and things like my record player and some of my records and the seats and all this kind of stuff. So, go flashback to March. Just at the beginning of lockdown, I was living with my best friend Danielle at the time in a flat in the centre of Dundee. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was not sleeping very well, and all I hear is Danielle in the hallway, and she goes, "Kaylee, are you up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm up. Why?" And she goes, "The flat across the road's on fire." So there's me, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, like, holy shit, the flat across the road's on fire. So I jump out of bed, Alan grab a blanket, and we go into Danielle's room. Now, Danielle's room was at the front of the flat, and you could see into the adjacent building where the flat was on fire. And by the time I had got to the window, which wasn't that long, the fire brigade were already there. They were already in the flat. Danielle got woke up by the fire engines coming into the street, and we had a very, very narrow street, and there was 3 very, very large fire engines in it with their lights on, which just like lit up the whole street. All the neighbours were up. So we were sitting there, and Danielle was saying when she first got up, she looked across the window, and she said the window was like glowing, like one of the front rooms was absolutely glowing, and she said there was slated windows. Do you know the slated blinds that you get? She says she was looking at it, and the window was glowing, literally glowing, and she says the next thing she seen was these slated blinds melt like onto the window and melt off, and we're like, holy crap. So by the time I got there, the fire engines were in with the hose, and they had like put out the fire. It was really sad because we were 3 weeks into lockdown, and this was a very old neighbour. Now, I reckon the guy was maybe in his 80s, and we've kind of found out what happened. So he was cooking late at night, as you do, and was wearing a nylon dressing gown, and he had gas stove burners, and he's reached over the stove, and the nylon dressing gown has caught on fire, and of course all he's done is took it off and dropped it on the floor, and then his rugs caught fire. So his whole, the whole place went up, his kitchen went up, and all sorts. So yeah, it was really, really sad, and it was a really kind of intense night, and I just felt for this guy. He got taken away in an ambulance, and we don't quite know exactly what happened to him, which is really sad, but I hope one day I will find out once this whole COVID thing is over. I'm going to go actually see if he's all right. So, next again day, and the fire investigation department's in, and they're in doing their thing, and they're in doing it. And once they leave, the guy comes in to clear out the thing. So he's from the insurance, and you come in and you clear out the flat. Of course, everything's in insurance, so, well, I hope everything was on insurance. So he was in clearing out the flat, and we found out that from the flat, only pretty much 1 room and the hallway were damaged. There was another 4 rooms that were not that much damaged. So he was chucking out everything, absolutely everything, from his furniture, from his clothes, his absolutely everything was being chucked in the skip. And I noticed there was some really, really nice furniture. Now, at this point in time, I had just put the deposit on this cottage, and it was unfurnished, and I had no furniture to furnish it. So I went over to the guy, and you know, I was just kind of testing. I just asked him, first of all, I was like, you know, what happens with the stuff? He's the reason we found out the story about the guy and how he hurt himself. But I was like, what happens with the furniture? And he says, oh, it just goes in the skip. It's just going to get broken up and used as firewood. So my little heart was like, oh my God, I can't see that happen. So I asked if I could take some of the furniture. So I managed to go get a large bookshelf. I got 4 seats. I got tables, tiny little tables that fold out. I got his record player and his record collection. I got his violin. They flung out his violin, like, and I'm sitting there, and this stuff hardly had any smoke damage to it whatsoever. There was a little layer of smoke. I have 1 piece of furniture, 1 piece of table that has 1 burn mark on it, 1 burn mark, and that was it. And this is gorgeous old furniture, really, really old dark wood furniture that I just, you know, couldn't bear to go see flung away. So I was very respectful in how I done it. I went up and I asked, you know, if it'd be all right if I could take it. So I did. And I feel quite sorry, actually, for the old guy, because I don't actually know what happened to him. The last time we heard, he was an old guy at the very, very start of COVID who had been put into the hospital, and the last we heard, he was in intensive care for burns. So I really, 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 really hope the guy is okay. I really do. And once this whole COVID thing is over, I do actually have plans to go and see him and, like, give him back his violin and, you know, his records and his record player. I actually have a photo of the guy. I'm going to go get it. So, yeah, I hope you guys can see this. This is a photo of the guy, I think. So, yeah, it was a very sad story of how I got this furniture. And I really do hope the guy is okay. And my heart goes out to him and his family for all the kind of trauma that he went through and his injuries and all those things. But I am so grateful that I was able to not see his furniture go to waste, if you get what I mean. Like, I did feel, you know, really, really sad for having his furniture, but then so grateful at the same time. So that's a sad story of how I got most of my furniture. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. That would be lovely. And if you guys would like to hit me up in the comments if you like this video, if you have any questions, and if you want to see more of my place. So yeah, I live in a little cottage. I'm a little cottage witch. And I have a wacky place. It's filled with plants. Plant stuff. It's going to be a rainforest one day. One day I'm going to give you guys a flat tour and it's just going to be like a rainforest with like fucking pigeons and pigeons. Why is there pigeons in a rainforest? There's no pigeons in a rainforest. Parrots. With parrots, and I'm going to have a parrot and your rainforest sounds, and it's just going to be a jungle. That's the dream. Eventually. One day. Okay, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are having a lovely day. So, catch y'all.